Welcome in. We're going to give everyone a couple minutes to come in before we get started. All right, I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. And those who come in after we start can watch the replay to catch up on what they missed. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Andrea Valenzuela. I am the GM over VRM, and we are going to present to you our January webinar, which we have a special guest this month with us, which I'm super excited about. We have John Slaughter, who is going to help us discover how Rental Guardian's Homeowner Protection Plan offers protection and added value for you in 2023. So, John, I'm going to let you take it away because you're the main guy on this one this month, and I'm super excited to get all the information you have to share with all of our VRM customers. So, thank you for being here.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Andrea, and thank you to all of you who have decided to join us today, and for those that watch this video later. We couldn't be more excited to bring this content to you today because we think it's so valuable for 2023 going into the year and moving forward. And so what we're going to talk about today is how to retain owners, add more units, and make sure everybody's protected in 2023 with just one simple change. So without further ado, let's dive in. We've got a lot to cover today, but it'll be a short and sweet webinar. So let's get started. So first and foremost, let's look a little bit about what we'll cover today so you know what's going to be on the docket for our discussion. First and foremost, we're going to talk about what is the Fort Fiji Homeowner Protection Plan, or what we like to call HPP. So we'll dive into all of the parameters in the program. How can HPP help you retain existing homeowners? That's a big deal as you're going through 2023, as well as how can HPP be used as a valuable tool to help you add more units in 2023. Yes, we're going to cover that, and it's some good content. And then, of course, we offer various levels of the Homeowner Protection Program, or HPP, and what we want to do is show you those levels and unveil the pricing so you understand and know what the cost is. No smoke and mirrors here. We're just going to lay the programs out. That's how excited we are with the pricing we've been able to achieve. And then, of course, how easy is it for you to implement this program? It is really simple. It literally takes maybe between 5 to 10 minutes of your time in order to be able to fill that information out, and we will cover that information as well. And then, of course, how do I activate the program? And we'll cover that as well. So overall, it's going to be a front to back presentation to be able to walk you through the content and show you how you can put this program to work for you and your business if you think it's a good fit. So first and foremost, let's talk about what is the Fort Fiji Homeowner Protection Program. You know, we call it a homeowner protection program, but really it's a manager protection program. And the reason why is because it brings 4 valuable layers of protection to you as a property manager, and then your homeowners are additionally insured. So not only are you protected, but they're protected. And there's 4 valuable layers of protection that are involved in that. First and foremost, it's the contents of the property for damage protection. That's the day-to-day stuff. Wine stains on carpets and broken tables, chairs, lamps, TVs, things like that. Allows you to be able to put the unit back together with the damages that occur, file a claim, and get reimbursed for those costs. And then it has real property protection, which is a layer above of the day-to-day damages. This could be like a fire or a flood or something that damages the structure of the home while the guest is on site. It has real property protection built in as well. And then, of course, there's the liability protection. I was just speaking to somebody today who said they had somebody slip in the shower, and 6 months later, they got a very large lawsuit. So when those types of situations occur, you need to make sure that you have liability protection, and this program has various levels of that built into the program as well. And then, of course, bed bug protection. I always start to get a little itchy when I talk about this, thinking about bed bugs, but it is a serious situation if they do come to you, maybe in a guest suitcase, and they call you up and say, hey, you've got bed bugs. It's like, well, no, I didn't before you got here, but now we do. So you have to handle it and deal with it. And that can be a real reputational risk. And so we've got coverage for that as well, to be able to allow you to assess that, take care of it quickly, and put the unit back together for the next renter. So what is the value of this program to your existing homeowners, and why would you want to put this in place to help protect yourself and them? First and foremost, your owners can rest easier. And the reason why is because the Homeowner Protection Program basically covers the risks and exposures that arise from day-to-day vacation rental activities. You know, if you're just renting your home once or twice a year, you don't need a program like this. But when you're doing it as a business and you've got the rental with a professional property manager and you putting it on Airbnb and Vrbo and all the other OTAs and running it as a business, you need a comprehensive program that's going to allow you to be able to handle these day-to-day risks that can come up when you rent the home to folks from the internet. And when you do that, what you want to have is something that can let your homeowners rest easier at night, and you rest easier at night, knowing that on every single booking, there's a program in place to protect you and them in case one of those 4 items occurs. It's also important to know that your homeowners can keep their existing homeowners protection. You know, many times homeowners think that they have to go out and change to a commercial grade coverage, which can be 2, 3, 4 times as much per year. They can certainly do that if they want to, but they can also keep their existing homeowners policy because it might be bundled with some other type of program, like their car or their boat or their motorcycle or something of that nature. And if they have to break that bundle apart, they might lose valuable savings that they have. So with this program, what you're able to do is you're able to say, don't worry about it, keep your homeowners protection. And then on every booking, from the time the guest checks in to the time the guest checks out, there's this valuable coverage in place, which is really cool because now you're able to then take their and put their mind at ease for offering a program that protects them as well as yourself. And then, of course, it provides vital protection against all kinds of damages that can occur during the stay. We're going to dive deeper into these types of damages with a few quick stories that I'll tell. But for the most part, it'll handle anything from like a broken lamp all the way to a catastrophic fire or flood. And then, of course, it includes protection against bodily injury lawsuits. Many times you'll have something that comes up and happens and you have no idea that the guest got injured. Maybe they fell off the back deck, they slipped in the shower, they tripped over a dark, dimly lit walkway, and they decide that you're reliable or you're responsible for that damage to them, and maybe their medical bills, and of course their loss of job, possibly if they had to have surgery or whatever the case might be. And those can be very large types of issues that come your way 6 months after. You might not even remember that guest, and then all of a sudden you get a letter demanding that you pay them $150,000 for all of the damages that occurred while they stayed on property. This program would be able to protect you against those types of things, and we have coverage all the way up to $1 million for that type of situation, and we'll dive into that a little bit deeper as well. And then, of course, those bed bugs. I just can't say enough. If you've never had bed bugs, feel blessed. When you do have them, you'll realize that they're a really pain in the you-know-what to try and get rid of. So having a program that makes it very simple for you to have the pest control person come, eradicate the problem, as well as replace any soft furnishings and things of that nature to put the unit back together. And then, of course, it'll allow you to recoup lost revenue after 72 hours of the unit being down, is a really valuable add and also a great addition to the program. So let's dive in. First and foremost, I like to read this verbatim, and it really sets the tone of property managers and their relationships with their homeowners. As a professional property manager, your homeowners are entrusting you with one of the most valuable assets that they have. By providing a proven solution to handle the risks that come from vacation rental activities, you're earning their trust and delivering peace of mind to your owners. You may not even realize how much of a blessing this program can be for them when they are like hoping and praying that nothing happens while somebody is staying on property because they're not sure if they have the right coverage. By you being a professional property manager and having access to this program through our partner and sister company, VRM, under the Inhabit family of companies, you're able to put this program in place quickly because of the API connection that we have, and bring that peace of mind to your homeowners, which then keeps that relationship solid between you and them, but also gives you a way to market this. And we'll talk about that a little bit later to grow your business for new homeowners. So first and foremost, let's talk about the contents damage protection. We have various amounts of this ranging from $10,000 to $25,000, and that will protect against the things that happen day to day, right? Let's say, for instance, I like to tell the story of whether you as a property manager get a phone call from the guest that says, yeah, hi, sorry to report, but we broke your lamp. Or you happen to have a guest that departs, tosses the lamp into the trash and hopes you don't find it. One of the two might happen, and has happened to you probably multiple times. Well, when that particular situation happens, whether you're told about the damage or whether you discover the damage after the guest departs, you can file a claim and get that handled quickly. And this will protect against all of the day-to-day items, damages to the furnishings, the walls, the floors, any appliances that are in the unit, as well as any furniture and or items like tables, chairs, lamps, TVs, things like that. All of those things would be typically found in a vacation rental unit and covered under the damage protection program. So it allows you to be able to not only find the damage, but also then use our system, which is the Rental Guardian dashboard, to then be able to file a claim very quickly and easily. And we'll cover that in a little bit with regards to when I walk you through how to file a claim. So all in all, it's a very seamless system. It almost runs itself and allows you to be able to not spend a lot of time managing this program because everything's seamless through the API. Also, real property protection. I was speaking to a customer of ours recently, and they mentioned that they've been in the business 20 years and have never had any sort of real property protection that they needed to file for, like a fire or a flood, until just recently, where they had a chimney fire, believe it or not. And that chimney fire basically was something to do with the cleaning of the chimney. Maybe it was a creosote that was in there or something of that nature. Anyways, long story short, that chimney caught fire and started to burn and spread throughout the walls. And it was a really significant damage to the property. And in that, if you don't have the right protection, the one time you don't want to find that out is after you've had a catastrophic damage occurred to your home. So in this situation, this protection would then have stood up and handled that damage for that fire with the real property protection. And we have that up to $1 million. We've also got it at 100,000, 300,000, various levels that you can choose from with the different platinum, gold, bronze, silver levels that we have available to you. But you can choose which one you want. But having up to $1 million is a significant value add to not only your peace of mind, but your homeowner's peace of mind. And then, of course, liability protection. Liability usually ends up in somebody getting injured or, having a traumatic situation while they're on site. For instance, somebody dives into a pond instead of a pool. Or recently there was a story coming out of the New York Times. Well, recently, it's been quite a while now, maybe 4 years ago, where they marketed a tree swing as part of the ambiance of the home, right? Southern style tree swing on a hill. The family came and they booked this property because of the tree swing. What they didn't realize is that tree had been rotted out by some of the beetles that were infesting the trees in the neighborhood. And the father took a big swing on that, ended up landing on his head, and his brain function stopped. That's a terrible story, but those situations and types of things can occur. There was a recent story in Malibu where they had an unauthorized party. Instead of 6 people, there were 20 people, and they were all outside overlooking the ocean and the rocks below that were about 20 feet below, and the deck gave way. Even though it was an unauthorized party, any injuries that would have occurred for those folks that were on property, the homeowner liability would have protected. So that's a very valuable piece. And if you don't have that, or if you already have some in place, there's really not too much liability protection that you can have in this situation. And so be sure that you've always got that part of your vacation rental bookings, because it's going to serve you well when the time comes. It's not a matter of if, but when. Hopefully never, but it could happen for sure. And then, of course, the bed bug protection, I've already talked about that, but it basically gives you a quick way to be able to file a claim, get rid of those pesky bugs, and then, of course, replace the soft furnishings, and then recoup lost revenue after 72 hours of the unit being down. Now, here's some cool things you might not have known about the program. It also includes pets, meaning dogs, with regards to that. It doesn't cover snakes or iguanas or things like that, but it does cover pets with regards to dogs are concerned. Also, unauthorized smoking. Many times you'll have somebody come in and smoke in a non-smoking unit, and now you walk in and your cleaning crew's like, oh my gosh, we've got to fix that. Well, in that situation, you've got a way to be able to respond to that quickly and get your ozone machine in there and then file a claim for the damages. Also, water toys. We like to talk about water toys, but there's a caveat to water toys. If you include the water toys, kayaks, paddle boards, boogie boards, things of that nature with the home, and they're just sitting in the garage available to use, and you don't charge extra for them, then it would pick those up. But if you actually charge somebody to use a kayak extra or use a paddleboard or a boogie board or something of that nature, you are now in the kayak, paddleboard, or boogie board rental business. And you should probably look at a commercial coverage to be able to handle those types of things, because the coverage would be different. So with regards to those types of things, if you include them with no additional fee, they're just part of the rental, then if somebody damaged the boogie board or the paddleboard, we would be able to then pick that up and allow that to be part of the covered program. Just make sure if you are charging extra, you look into some additional coverage for that business part of it. And so all said and done, this comprehensive program delivers really second to none opportunity for you to be able to put a program in place that allows you to really sleep well at night and keep that peace of mind and your owners happy, because you're covering so many different types of risks that can come from the day-to-day operations of a vacation rental property and or vacation rental business. Now, how can you use the Homeowner Protection Program as a valuable tool to help add more units? I get asked this question all the time, and it's really very, very simple. First and foremost, when you're speaking to potential new homeowners, be sure to include the protection benefits that you're going to be able to provide. Just so you know, Rental Guardian only works with professional property managers. So if one of your homeowners decides that they're unhappy with your service, but then calls us up and says, hey, I want to use your protection program that I was using with my provider, we'll just have to simply say, sorry, not available, because they're only able to get access to this program directly through you as our client, the property manager, which then means it's a benefit that you're providing because you're using our partner VRM, and then we're connected with VRM to be able to distribute this program seamlessly and put it in place for you and your homeowners. And those benefits are real. So make sure that you're able to set yourself apart from your competitors by providing the information about these comprehensive benefits. Because one of the things that they're interested in is, hey, what are you going to do to protect me, market my home, and all those other things? Well, you're going to go through a presentation of all your other services, but be sure to include this, because this is going to set you apart in the market, because you've got a program that speaks directly to the needs that your homeowners have. And then, of course, Rental Guardian will provide you with a custom homeowner marketing brochure. As you can see with one of our clients here, Hobbs Realty, they've moved to this program and started using it, and we're super excited to be working with them. But they are planning on growing their business. If you listen to industry experts and the folks that are, the influencers on LinkedIn and at our trade shows that we go to year in and year out, all are saying that 2023 is going to be a flat or down year a little bit. And with that, it's probably because, after COVID, people started traveling and going crazy and getting out and about, and hotels were not really available to them. But now, as things have started to go back to normal, what are you going to do to grow your inventory? Well, in going out there and having access to a program like this, you're able to then sit down and distribute all of the information that you provide and the services you provide, as well as have a brochure that you can hand to your homeowner that then shows them exactly what this protection program is all about. And it speaks in a voice from us to them and from you to them. So that way they get a sense of what you're providing to them in this program, which is really cool. And it's a valuable tool to be able to use when you're growing homeowner inventory. And then, of course, if your homeowners see this information and then are interested in learning more or have much deeper conversation questions that they want to have answered, just give us a ring and let us know. We're more than happy to be able to hop on a call and talk through the program with a homeowner that has questions prior to getting started with you, or even if it's an existing homeowner that wants to dive in a little bit deeper. I personally am a licensed property and casualty agent in all 50 states, as well as other members of our team and the broker in charge, Mr. David Hayes, who's on our program as well. So we're all available to be able to walk through the deeper dive questions with you so you don't have to. Remember, you're not an insurance agent. You didn't take a test, you didn't study, you didn't get a license to do this. All you're doing is procuring a program through us as a partnership to be able to distribute to your homeowners. So we're here to help you answer those questions if they ever come up. So let's dive into what it costs, right? Everybody always wants to know that, so let's just lay it at your feet and see what you think. First and foremost, here's the Platinum program. It is the most robust program that we provide, and it's going to cover with the levels that are really desirable in the marketplace with regards to folks that are having and using you as a service. First and foremost, we provide in the Platinum program $25,000 of contents damage protection. That contents damage protection is the contents that we cover, the day-to-day items in the unit. There's $25,000 coverage for that as a whole. We do put a caveat in there. There is no deductible, but we do only have a $5,000 for any one item. So if you have a $6,000 item that was damaged, then you would be able to file a claim for $5,000, and then $1,000 other dollars would have to come from the guest. But 25 total aggregate with $5,000 for any one item. $1 million of real property protection. That's going to go against those items that can occur, the fire that we talked about in the chimney, or if somebody was at the beach all day and ran a bath and then laid their head down for just a minute and they fell asleep for 2 hours, and now they've got an overflowed tub that's now running down the hallway and damaging flooring. There's $1 million of real property protection for items like that. There's also $1 million in host liability protection, and that's going to be those slip, trip, and falls and damages that occur to somebody's health or physical health where they've been injured while they were on property. And then you get a demand letter from them stating that they're seeking X amount of dollars. That's what is going to stand up and cover for those types of items. And then $15,000 in bed bug. That coverage is $5,000 per bedroom, up to 3 bedrooms, and you're able to do what you need to do to be able to get that taken care of quickly and easily, to be able to use our system to file a claim and get reimbursed for the cost that it takes to be able to recoup from a bed bug activity. The price, we come at it from 2 different options. Many managers want to use a per night type of fee, and we have that built in here. You can see it. And then of course we have a per stay, which is 1 to 29 nights or 1 to 30 days. I know it says 1 to 29 days, but it's technically those nights technically that they're staying. And then of course we do pair this with guest screening and guest ID with a partner company that we have, Guest Ranger. They're one of the premier partners in the space, bringing AI technology to facial recognition when it comes to checking IDs and preventing fraud. And it's a quick and easy way for you to be able to handle that service and use the best of what they offer, but only pay one price to Rental Guardian. And then we handle paying them behind the scenes. So you can have it built in with one price, covers both programs. And that would either be $855 per night without the ID guest verification, or $895 per night with it. And then you could either do per stay at $46 without guest ID and $48 with it. So either way you choose, we've got a program that can fit your budget, and we're excited to bring it to you. The next one would obviously be the Gold program. And you can see that it's still very robust with $10,000 of contents damage, $500,000 of real property, $500,000 of host liability, and $10K of bed bug coverage. But the price also goes down. So if you're a little more budget minded and you want to get that price knocked down a little bit lower, here's this level for you. It's $755 per night or $41 per stay without guest ID verification. And then of course it would be $795 per night or $43 per stay with it. Now this layer is pretty cool because it's the silver layer, and with regards to the coverage it provides, it's still very robust with 10K of contents, 300K of real property, 300K of host liability, and 5K of bed bug for $655 per night or $36 per stay without ID, or $695 per night and $38 per stay with ID. But here's what's cool about this program. I've had a few folks already take this program up. They were using a competitive program, and this program was providing them higher levels of coverage in the real property and the host liability, but it was a very much reduced price with what they were paying already. So we were saving them money, and that money was going to go straight into their pocket by using this program. So if you do have a competitive program, take a look at what you're paying and the benefits that you receive for it, and take a look at how they compare with these prices. And I think you'll find that not only is this program robust, but it also is very competitively priced. And I think you can maybe save some bucks. And then lastly is the bronze program. It is only basically the 10K for contents damage and the 3K for bed bug. It does not have real property and it does not have liability. So if you wanted those services, you'd want to start with the bronze program. But if you're just looking for the contents of the unit to be higher than what we used to bring to the table, which would be either $1,500, $3,000, or $5,000 in damages for those types of contents damages, then this program is going to be great because you can get 10,000 of contents damages, but also 3K in bed bug coverage. So it's more of a bundle versus just the damage alone. And of course, the price is super affordable with, you can see it there, $555 per night or $31 per stay without ID verification, and $595 per night or $33 per stay with it. And so there you go. Those are the prices and the tiers. Really simple to be able to understand and see those values and what you want to do. And of course, if you have any additional questions, we're more than happy to assist you with those types of answers and get you dialed into the right level that fits for you. And I'm happy to be able to have a call with you to be able to walk through. We can normally knock that out within 20 to 30 minutes on a telephone call. So next, let's talk about how easy is it to really implement and use this protection program. Because everybody says it's easy, but is it really easy? The answer is yes. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, the Fort Fiji Homeowner Protection Program is already integrated within your VRM software. So you don't have to do anything other than say that you'd like to activate it, choose a level, and then go through a little bit of training with us. We then send the API activation over to VRM, and they will then get the program up and running for you, and you can start using it. So very quick turnaround time. All you have to do is go through a brief process with us and then get started. Super simple to use. And of course, as you can see, we say about 5 minutes. You need about 5 minutes to fill out the form that we ask you to. You give us a little bit of information about your business, answer a few questions about your business, and then click submit. That comes to us. We then hand that over to our onboarding team, who will then walk you through about 3 to 4 basic steps that we need you to complete, one of which would be about a 25-minute online video training, which are about 4 to 5 different videos that are very short that you watch, as well as then go through and sign a document that says that you're going to add the program for that with $1 million of liability and real property. We just get that extra verification that you're going to use this program and verify that you're on board with the way to use it. And then, of course, you start making bookings and the fee is added to your bookings, and you're able to handle whether or not you want to charge as a retail price or you want to charge as a behind the scenes price. And that's pretty cool because many managers used to 2 years ago, maybe start to want to say, this is my company protection program, right? And have a value of it, mark it up a little bit, make some money. You can certainly do that as well. And then have the guests see it. But what was happening is that guests were getting a little more loose in the unit, so to speak, and we're not treating the unit as pristine as they would have liked. So what managers started doing, and which is perfectly fine, because you as the property manager are the covered party, you want to bake it in and embed it behind the scenes. That way you're not promoting, hey, we've got insurance, so come on in, right? Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to just keep it behind the scenes and let know that for your purposes, the insurance is behind the scenes and in there, letting the guests pay for it, but not promoting it as a service to your guests. And that way, they're still thinking they're on the hook for these damages when you're actually working with them. You can also still charge a deposit or a security deposit if you want, in addition to that, to be able to cover for things that the program might not cover. So that way you can handle that as well. But whatever you choose to do, whether you want to promote it as a retail fee or keep it behind the scenes, you can do that. You just need to tell us which way you prefer. And then, of course, once we send the API key over to VRM, they'll drop in the information that we send them and then reach out to you, and you can then speak to them and turn it on at your convenience and start using the program. It makes it very simple because it's already embedded into the API and the VRM system. And then, of course, you're going to get an account manager assigned to your account. And this account manager with Rental Guardian is going to call you and have a walkthrough of the program before you launch. We like to call it a kickoff call. And what they're going to cover is just any last minute questions or strategies you want to ask about that may not have been covered up to that point. So you get one additional call to be able to talk those things through. And then you start using the program. And then you have access to not only our entire team, but you'll have access to your account manager, our client success team, as well as our client services team. So we're all here to help, and we're eager to lend a hand to be able to make sure that no question that you have is going unanswered, and we get those answers to you quickly. And then, of course, like I said, you simply add the fee and get started, and you're good to go. Filing claims is very simple. Many people want to know how easy is it to file claims. Well, let's talk about it. First and foremost, I like to remind people, there's been other companies in the industry that have come in and started talking about being InsurTech and all this other stuff, which is great. If you think about it, however, Rental Guardian was InsurTech before these other companies were even conceived. So we've been in the business a long time, and we are super excited that the industry has caught up to us and what we've been doing for so long. And we're here to be able to show you how beneficial our program is and how easy is it to use. And it's very simple. First and foremost, you're going to get access to a Rental Guardian account. And that's going to be a single, easy to use dashboard that's going to keep all of the information about these programs in one single, easy to use and view dashboard. So when you're looking to file a claim or looking to pay your bill or to run a report or any of those types of things, you're going to have access to your Rental Guardian account, and you can get that information handled very quickly. Now, when somebody does break a table, chair, lamp, TV, Keurig, whatever the case might be, and you need to file a claim, here's how you do it. First, step number one. In the first step, what we're going to ask is who's going to receive the payment for the claim. Typically, that's going to be you as the property manager. And if that's the case, we're already going to pre-fill out step number one with your information. If you want the money to go to the homeowner for some reason or somebody else, we can do that. Just enter the information here and we'll be able to handle that. But step number one is already completed if the money goes to you being the property manager. So you can just click next and go to step number two. Step number two is tell us a little bit about what happened, right? The guest caused some damage to the unit. It's going to be about $350 to complete because it was a wine stain on the carpet. And where did the address occur? The reason why we ask this is because the API will pre-fill in the address from the booking that we have on file. Now, if last minute you had a 3-bedroom unit that had a max occupancy of 6 and the family showed up with 10 people, you might have to change that unit, and because you can't allow them to stay in that one unit that has a max occupancy of 6. So if you did that and you had to file a claim on that booking and you changed that last minute, you may want to just go ahead and enter that information here. So that way, when you run your reports, they're correct. Otherwise, it will assume that you had damage at the 123 A Street unit when it was actually 124 B Street because you had to relocate them last minute. But that's up to you. And then, of course, give us a brief description, right? As you can see, there's only 512 characters in that box for you to be able to make a description of the damages. So we're not looking for a very detailed description, but it is important to be able to describe what happened. So guest tripped on the step and spilled wine on the carpet. Okay, great. Please describe the corrective action taking. Called our cleaning contractor and they're coming over on Monday to clean the carpets. Any additional comments that you might have are primarily used if you run out of space with the 512 characters. Let's say you had a guest that caused significant damage to multiple items. And so you've got a table that was broke, a stain on the carpet, they broke the Keurig, they damaged other items. You might need a little bit of more information to be able to just briefly describe what we're going to be looking at, but you can use that additional comments for that information. Step 3 is basically provide us a copy of either the invoice or the receipt for the damaged item or the repaired item, whether it was repaired or replaced. A really important item to remember is that when we're paying you back for the damages that occurred, we're paying you at replacement cost, like in kind, meaning if you had a 50-inch Samsung TV and you went out and replaced that with a 50-inch Samsung TV, then that would be replaced like in kind. You wouldn't want to go out and have the TV be replaced from just a 50-inch normal TV, flat panel Samsung, to like a 85-inch circular curved TV with 8K resolution and things like that. That wouldn't be like in kind. So that's part of the training you'll go through, is that we just train you on how to know the items and how to funnel those quickly through so you get approved quicker. And you would just upload the information here. Now, let's say you also have an in-house carpet cleaning team and you've got the equipment to do this yourself. Then you can certainly create an invoice from your internal fees and upload that as proof of payment. We do that as well, not a problem. Many people also ask, how long do I have to be able to find and repair damage? You have 60 days total. And within those 60 days, you would have to file a claim. And then, of course, provide us the proof of the repair or replacement or the invoice that you have, and then be able to get that handled, and we'll get you your money back quickly. We also ask that you upload a picture or two of what happened. We're not going to be able to, unfortunately, come out to all those beautiful beach homes or lake homes or urban homes that you have out there, knock on the door and take a look and see what happened. We just rely on the pictures. So just upload a couple of pictures to be able to show the damages that occurred. And then, of course, if you have a scanned or a picture of an invoice, you can take that and upload that as well, keeping it very simple. So step 3, upload those information documents and you're good to go. Step 4 is basically just verify that you are submitting the information with your initials, and then certify that it's accurate. Click submit and you're good to go. You've basically opened and filed a claim. Then our team takes a few days to be able to find that information, go through it, adjudicate the claim, and then we'll get you your money back very promptly. And it's a very seamless and easy to use service. And we've been doing it, like I said, for 12 to 13 years now since we've been in business. And it's been a great way to be able to quickly handle these damages and file a claim and not spend too much time on managing the program, which is where some other programs tend to break down, because it takes too long to get information and track it in all the various stages of emails and paperwork and all this other stuff. We keep it very simple. And then, of course, everybody really wonders, who is and what is Rental Guardian? Well, Rental Guardian is made up of 2 companies, actually, Rental Guardian and then our sister company, InsureStays. And let me tell you how we work together. First and foremost, Rental Guardian is like the front lead singer of a rock band. We get all of the credit for everything. InsureStays is always, behind the scenes, doesn't get as much credit for what we do, but they're equally valuable with regards to how we work together. First and foremost, Rental Guardian is the API integrated insurance distribution that's connected, a platform that's connected to VRM. And basically, by connecting with VRM via API, we are now able to then provide you with seamless claims management and policy administration for the policies that you sell without having to run any reports. It makes it very seamless and easy. So you can manage everything from one single easy to use dashboard. You don't have to run reports or process anything manually. It all is handled through the API. And then, of course, you're able to then see everything in your dashboard that is sold through the system. Now, InsureStays is our insurance agency. So they handle a lot of our compliance related items and things of that nature. So you might speak to InsureStays from time to time just to check in with you and make sure things are going well. And then, of course, any compliance related questions and things of that nature would be handled by them. So they deal with our multiple world-class underwriters, and they're a licensed insurance agency that is licensed in all 50 states. And then, of course, we also provide other programs besides the Homeowner Protection Program, the Fort Fiji Homeowner Protection Program. We have cancel for any reason travel insurance. We're the only ones in the industry with that program. We have a very robust program that's underwritten by Nationwide. Yes, that same Nationwide that you know the jingle. Nationwide is on your side. I'm sorry, I have to do that because now you're going to remember that. And just realize, if you're using another provider of travel insurance, it's important that they understand what the underwriter and who's bringing the program. They're very familiar with Nationwide. And so they're already, with our program, they're already that much closer to saying yes, simply because they know who the underwriter is. And then, of course, we're bringing to you the contents, contents damage, homeowner liability, bed bug, the guest screening through our partnership with Guest Ranger. And then, of course, we've got Project Second Look. If you already offer travel insurance and you're not interested in ours, but or if you have our insurance, travel insurance, and you're interested in selling more of it, look into Project Second Look. It's a free program, easy to use, and it's built by LSI Tools, VRM, and Rental Guardian to bring this to you. And it's basically an automated marketing program that goes around and markets directly to the folks who are using travel insurance that said no thank you on the first pass when they made a booking. If they said no thank you and you are in an area that that you're like, well, gosh, you really should take travel insurance because you're coming to Florida and it's hurricane season, then this program is great because it allows for this to be automated and send out these details, not only by email with your look and feel with the branding, but also through text message, which is pretty cool because they can then get a ping on their text and it'll say, hey, you have 12 days left to purchase, cancel for any reason. If you're interested, click here. And, after they've said no and on the previous booking when they made a direct booking, but then had a chance to, recoup and relax from the money that they just spent and their credit card stopped smoking from the booking, then they might want to take it up down the road. So having an automated program that's out there just doing it for you is a great benefit, and it's free to use. So if you're interested, let me know. And then, of course, we have some really cool programs that are coming to the table, which is going to be rain refund. Yes, you heard that right, rain refund. And then, of course, chargeback protection, which we're working on and hope to bring to the table this year as well. So all in all, Rental Guardian and InsureStay, sister companies, and we deliver the programs and the products and the compliance all through our relationships with our software providers and our partnerships with you as property managers. And then, of course, here to support you and help you in any way possible. So with that, I'm going to go to the next slide, which I believe is my thank you. Just a quick message to Andrea and Tracy and the whole team over at VRM. We're just super excited to be working with you this year again, and for our partnership and our relationship through our Inhabit brands of companies, and just super excited to be able to bring this program to your clients through VRM. And if we're available to answer any questions, just let us know. We're here to help.
Thank you so much, John. We are super excited as well. And thank you for taking the time today to present to our customers. Can we just wrap up with confirming how, if any of our customers are interested in getting more information? So this link right here, rentalguardian.com. We're also going to include that same link in the recap email that goes out with the replay for this webinar. So if you are interested, you can click on that. And I think it takes you to a page to schedule a call with someone. And John, is that you?
That is correct. As a matter of fact, let me do this really quick. I'm going to go ahead and do this and do FORT. There we go. I'm going to remove this from my screen and I'm going to bring in a window while I'm sharing my screen. So let me go ahead and click on here, minimize that, then go ahead and reduce that, and then bring this window over. Can you see that, Andrea? Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So the link you'd want to go to is rentalguardian.com/Fort-Fiji-product-suite. And in that, as Andrea said, they'll be sending this out to you. But what that does is that takes you to this page here, which then has some very good information about the program that we just covered. It goes through the 4 types of coverage. It also then goes through and tells you how it supports your homeowner acquisition by providing peace of mind. And then, of course, advanced claims management and online distribution for the program. And then, of course, the various things. There's our CEO. We put him in here as getting his ID checked. I always tell him it looks like a mugshot. Anyways, and then, of course, I think it's his passport picture, believe it or not. But anyways, and then, of course, having this available to you is very simple. And then, of course, when you want to speak to somebody like myself to be able to walk through this information, you just click schedule a consultation. And then you can see when that comes up, you can pick a date. Let's get it for Monday the 23rd. Pick your time. Give us some basic information, and that will block a calendar time for you to be able to hop on a phone call, and you're good to go. Very simple, very quick. And of course, we can answer your questions by these types of meetings, or if you want to send us an email, you can send it to sales@rentalguardian.com, and we'll be able to answer those questions as well.
Perfect. I know there's only a few on the call live, but I wanted to just give any of you the opportunity to ask any questions in the chat if you have them. And if you do, send them over, we'll read them and John can answer them. If not, and you want to do those later, you can schedule a call and ask any questions that you have then. I don't think we see any coming through. So if there are any questions,
they're letting me off the hook, Andrea. That's great.
No questions now, but I'm sure you'll get them. So
that's
again,
not a problem. We're here to help.
Thank you so much, John. You have a great rest of your day. And thank you everybody for attending this month's webinar. We will see you next month. Bye.
Bye.